this is Ronnie. Don't worry about me not having my dentures. I had my dentures in and I got home from work and they hurt and I took them out. So, okay. Worry about what I'm doing. I got to show you quality control of total crap, all right? Bolts. This propeller, you know, is when I filled and then tapped to thread onto that shaft. I showed you that was a machine threads on the end of that shaft, 5/8, 11s, and this had a little trouble spinning onto it. But, you know, at work I use the mill, and they have 5/8, 11 bolts, so I just wanted to check the thread, make sure, you know, and they have 5/8, 11 nut. The hole, which is what I had to do, which is what this is called a tap. You drill a hole like this, a little smaller. You got to get the specs, it'll tell you on a chart. Then you use the 5/8 inch 11 pitch tap, and you put it in your machine or by hand if you're really good, which I usually can do very well. And then you cut your own threads all the way through, okay? So it makes threads like the inside of a nut too, okay? And then this, that's a tap, okay? That's what makes threads inside a hole. Now this that I got in the pliers, I got a tool for this, but it's outside in the kit. This is called a die, and that is for taking a solid round piece of steel. Don't have to have the head on it, just have to put threads on the outside, okay? And this is called a die. And you take the regular steel that's the right size, and you just start cutting it and then back it off, turn, cut, turn, knock the chips off, boom, and you cut threads, and that's how you do it. I've done it, but I have a feeling these might be press stamp crap. Anybody that knows about factories knows the name Lawson? Lawson Industrial Supplies, and these are 1, 2, grade 8 Americano 5/8, 11 threads, and the nuts are supposed to match. Grade 8s, zinc coated, zinc plated, whatever they call them, zinc, yeah, so don't rust or whatever. Okay, I was having trouble threading my prop after I just tapped it with the brand new Hansen tap. These Hansen, this is still made in USA. This is, what do you call it? Old stock, new old stock. This paper still had cosmoline in the package. And this die is a Hansen that came in, I lost the package for that package. It's been sitting around for 15 years. But it's Hansen, made in USA. Still had cosmoline and stuff on it, so it didn't rust. Brand new, okay? These are correct to cut threads. Okay, now these are factory bought bolts from Lawson. I'm telling you how I'm a stickler building and doing stuff correct. Within thousands, this bolt is cut at 75% threads. That shaft I had them turn, that Norfolk Specialties did, I'm going to double check it with this die, but look, they did an awesome job. I told them, you better do it right, or you'll be building it back up and recutting it again and turning it and doing it all. They got it right, and that's booty. I'm pretty sure I can take this and spin it on by hand, okay? Shouldn't need a wrench. When threads are cut the correct way, here's how you tell if you can reuse a bolt or a nut, okay? This is total truth, rule of thumb. If you have a used bolt that you used with a nut and torqued something down to specs, and then took it apart, and then you're going to put new parts, you know, and back, and then put it together, how do you know, people, how do you know if that bolt and the nut's good? Well, here is total truth. If the nut you took off and the bolt will thread together, after you used it already and torqued it and everything, if you can thread it on by hand with no problem, you can reuse them. Well, you see, you notice what I'm showing you right here? This has never even been used or torqued. Brand new Lawson 5/8 11 pitch, zinc plated, zinc coated, and brand new Lawson 5/8 11 pitch nut. If these were made correctly to even decent specs, brand new, this nut should be able to spin right down all the way to where the thread stop. Right here, watch this. Here I'm starting. And no, it's no thread damage, I already checked. I can go that far. Now watch. I got right to here. Now I can't hardly even hold it and turn both of them together. You should be able to spin those on with your finger by going like this. Look what I'm doing. This is Lawson's non-quality. Now it's so freaking loose here I can feel it wobbling. That's not good. That is Lawson's non-quality crap. Okay? Don't worry, I'm returning these. I borrowed them from work. Look at it. And that's gonna mess up perfectly good threads. If you're putting this bolt into something that you designed and need that, you're gonna mess up your own threads. Look at that. Now I'm gonna really show you the technicals of it. We're gonna see with brand new tap. Brand new tap that makes these threads perfectly formed if you do it correct. This, theoretically, if this threads were formed correctly, this should be able to just spin right into it. And like, oh, but it's got zinc coating. That don't mean crap. You got to figure their tolerances, and they're supposed to be made that way. This is industrial factory stuff. The stuff you can buy at Menards made in China has closer tolerances than this, and I'm going to put a link to a video AVE made that's super, and check the stuff out. He couldn't believe it. American-made bolts and stuff are crap compared to Chinese now. And even their tensile strength Chinese stuff's freaking better. Yeah, and a hell of a lot cheaper. Don't worry about buying Chinese branded freaking bolts and stuff from China at Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. They're probably better than what you're going to get from freaking... I ain't going to say Fastenal because I ain't checked theirs yet, but Lawson suck. You know, Baumgart's, Tractor Supply, whatever. You know, they're probably made in China, and they're probably better quality than this supposed made in America Lawson junk. I wonder if it's Chicago Fasteners, that Chinese lady I used to go out with, the bigwig, that I had to explain what friction coefficient was in English, even though she'd been here 20 years, so she could tell her customers because she knew what it meant, but she didn't know how to explain it, so I told her how to do that. There you go. Now, I'm going to show you. Theoretically, I should be able to take this, thread it right inside this 5/8 11 pitch, and it should just spin on. See how easy it's spinning? Now right here, there's the hang up. Now I'm going to have to take my hand off of here and put it up here on the threads and not cut my fingers and try to keep spinning it. Now if I spin it and it's stuck, alright? Now if I back it off a full turn and hit it again, guess what? I'm getting metal filings. This is no BS. I'm getting metal filings. I gotta hold this part. I'm getting metal filings falling out. That means this thing is not threaded within any kind of decent spec tolerance. Okay, I proved my point. You see that? 5/8 11 should be able to spin all the way up there. I got strong hands, man. Look at these muscles and shit I got in my hand. Yeah, but the heat expanded it. That's what Lawson of this. Oh, bullshit. Oh, it's from the zinc coating. No, it ain't. That's crap. That's crap threaded junk. Either they're freaking taps or junk, and they're wearing them out and they ain't replacing them when they should because that is crap. Okay? We're gonna see if I can. Oh, I dropped my bolt. I gotta grab it. Pardon me. Oh, yeah, they had to go bounce just far enough away. Their own bolt. Their own nuts won't go on their own bolts. Now this might spin because I did cut some steel out of it. We still got to hang up in the same spot right there, but I don't have to use a wrench yet on that. See, I just cut a bunch of steel out of that nut. That's how far off those threads were. Now at least I can turn it on to here by hand. Now we're going to show you. I'm going to show you how close these are machined, or basically stamped probably, and cleaned up. There's ways they do it. And don't worry, I'm going to have it the right way because it shows start from the other side. But I'm going to make sure I got it turned the correct way. It will tell you. Yeah, and see it says Hansen right on it. Yeah, that's good stuff there. That ain't no junk. And then it should say start from other side. See it? It says start from other side. Yeah. That means I started from this side. All right, I have to hold this already in a wrench, all right? And it's not gouging anything. It just, I'm only doing hand. Watch this. This should thread all the way through this die once I get it set up and started. Oh, I should put my readers back on maybe, yeah? Okay, there, we got it started. I'm turning it by hand. There's their bolt. That's how far. That's how far it goes. And there's no dings on the outside, and I didn't see any damaged threadages. But there you go. That's. I'm going to put my glasses on here and show you that. I'm going to probably have to hold this in my left hand now, and I'm going to turn it this way. That is a brand new bolt with supposedly spec, awesome cut, grade 8 threads. Okay? Look at that. Oh, but yeah, it's a no, it ain't. I don't know if I can hang on to this puppy or not. Hanging up about the same. Look at that. And I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to hold close. Watch for metal filings falling out around this die. And it's zinc coated. You see that gold color? If it was machined correct, none of that should be gone once I remove this. It should still stay there. Okay? And it should be all nice and pretty and gold. Sorry it's taking time. Okay, now it's getting a little better. Oh, now because I was turning it backwards. Trying to back it off and cut the chips out. Alright, we're going to start it again. But you will see what I'm talking about. Oh, it's the zinc plating. No, it's supposed to be spec with the zinc plating. I was trying to break the chips out. I got metal filings falling out in my carpet, but oh well. I'll vacuum it up. Alright, we're going to keep turning this baby. I'm in a hurry. Oh man, is she getting that? This is spec as a 5/8 pitch that is already cut and formed, okay? I guarantee you I can take this die and put on that shaft that I had Norfolk Specialties machine that cost me $300. This will spin right on and right off with barely any drag. Look at this. This is their brand new bolts, okay? This is, small pliers. This is how far off their threads are. This is getting irritating already. It's starting to hurt my hand. I should have got a bigger wrench, but then I would have had to go out to the garage. So, look at that. No wonder my stuff wouldn't go together. I am cranking on this. I ain't going any farther. Ain't no point. Yeah, gee, if I can even break the chips off and go back. This is a 5/8 bolt. This is how far out of spec it is. Because like I said, this Hansen will spin right onto that shaft that was machined by the machine shop. And I said, you better get it right. No wonder my other stuff didn't want to work when I threaded it onto Lawson bolts. And then I'm going to show you. I got enough light. Oh, look at the metal chips fall out. That is their tolerances of machining or stamping their crap. Now, you see how nice and pretty and gold all this is here? Oh, but it's just the zinc plating. No, now look at, you see that? And it's cut. I couldn't turn it. Zinc plating is so thin. And if it's the right specs, it takes into account the zinc plating. You see all that freaking shiny steel here? There isn't one spot as far as I went on that didn't have to recut the steel because their tolerances that far off, but so are their tolerances on their brand new freaking nuts. So, you never notice, right? Look at that. Now that nut will spin right on there as far as I recut those threads. And now it'll get tight, but I can start turning it on, but I ran the tap halfway through that nut. Now look, it'll spin on by hand all the way without using a wrench. That's how far off Lawson's tolerances are. Brand new freaking bolts. Grade 8s. High strength stuff. See all that shiny? See all that nice shiny there? It shouldn't be that way. And I said, you saw me, I can't turn that die and hold it with the other end with the pliers this big. You should theoretically be able to spin that on by hand. That is Lawson, American company, but delivers your nuts and bolts and comes through and checks your stock and refills it for you and everything. And they're high priced as hell. That's the quality you get. I guarantee you I'm going to be buying probably stainless steel because they're going to be out in the water. You know, my shaft isn't stainless, it's 1045. But I'll be buying stainless steel nuts. And I'm going to buy them from Menards or Tractor Supply or Baumgart or somewhere where they're made in China. And I'm going to check them and use that tap. And if it threads in, cool. If not, I'll have to recut them because, yeah, there's your quality of brand new stuff. It doesn't exist anymore! That's why I said, master craftsman, use your hands, use your touch, use your feel. That's how the normal way you used to do when you had good quality American top of the line grade 8 or grade 10 bolts. If you could thread them on and off, after you've been used and torqued and held stuff for 5 years, and then you can still thread them back on, they were fine. You can't even thread a nut on a brand new one now from America. Lawson, come chew my ass. Tell me I'm a liar. I just proved it. Don't worry, these are going back in the bolt bin at work. I just wanted to borrow them to show y'all. Don't buy nothing with Lawson's name on it, and I don't know if Fastenals is bad or not. I might just have to go to Fastenal and buy a bolt and a nut and see, because they're one of them, they refill your stuff too for industrial stuff and expensive as heck. But yeah, there's your quality Lawson crap. Okay? There you go. Lawson, yeah, factory industrial, American. And I about guarantee you, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, grade 10, sorry, not grade 8. Grade 10. I just counted, the lines Americano. If it was metric, it'd have numbers like 10.9 would be equivalent to grade 10. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it might be grade 8, I forget. It's either 8 or 10, but yeah, this is junk. You can't even thread a nut on it brand new. After I ran the tap through the nut, it still hangs up because I couldn't cut any farther on the frickin' bolt. They're both totally crap out of spec. And if you got torque specs, you need to meet. And that goes by the resistance, which is the, when I just dogged the Chinese lady that sells these things, all in China out of Chicago Fasteners, the friction coefficient. The friction coefficient of how much friction it takes to move it one way or the other to loosen or tighten only works if the freaking bolt and shit's machined the right way. If you got chunks and it's hanging up, it could hang up and it could say you got 180 foot-pounds of torque, but and it's only one little tiny spot of a hair and not the full width of the threads, and that's where it ended up stopping, and you only got actually 70 foot-pounds, and then your whole freaking goddamn machine explodes because of their freaking crap tolerances on their fucking bolts. Get it? That's dangerous. Very dangerous bullshit. Very dangerous. If you got to torque these and people fall, and people can get killed because of stuff like that. Because you could have a false torque reading that says you got 180 foot-pounds, and it stopped, and you clicked, and okay, and that's where it stopped. But it was just crap-formed threads, and the rest are loose, and just that one is hanging. And then if you would have kept cranking and over-torquing it, it would have popped back down to 85 or 90 and kept going. But then you're out of steel. Guess what? You only got 80 foot-pounds of tension, a torque on that instead of 180. So then it vibrates, comes loose, and the whole freaking 10,000 pounds falls on somebody's head. There you go. Ooh, that's why you don't tolerate crap. That's why I work with so close tolerances, and they better be right. Because a lot of times it could be life or death, especially in factory and industrial environments. Or stuff spinning at 5,000 RPM, 10,000 RPM, 20,000 and rip them. The stuff better be right, and this is crap. Lawson, bunny ears, -1. Fail, Lawson. I was wondering why this stuff wouldn't frickin' want to go on to those bolts when I tapped and everything and drove them myself to the next X. Lawson quality. Shit. There you go. Lawson, come at me and prove me wrong. Bring me some brand new frickin' bolts next week, and I'll check them too. How's that? Don't check it. That's why you gotta check everything when you're building and designing stuff and make your suppliers meet your specs. If you're gonna go big and make a bunch, and you're gonna need a bunch of them, make sure who you have supplying is gonna keep their tolerances on what you designed, or your SOL and stuff's gonna not work, and somebody could get killed somewhere. All right, man, I love y'all. Peace. Love, have a heart. Oh, hey, I can do it correct. Hey, look at that. Have a heart. Here we go. I'll get it. There. Okay, try it again. Peace. Love. Have a heart. Because I'm not holding my phone. There's reality. You gotta check everything, man, when you're designing your own stuff, and even when you're getting parts from so-called quality top-line suppliers. It's bad when you got to check everything anymore, but that's the way it is. All right? I said, would you take the time, or anybody that's in a hurry to fix something, take the time to see if, or keep one of these around their pocket for every bolt to see if it threads on? Once you thread it on, they don't even try to spin a brand new nut on it, and I knew something was up when neither one would work. Most mechanics ain't even going to try to take a brand new nut and bolt and spin it on to see if they can do it before they use it. Well, I knew this was wrong. Brand new, and believe me, I tried about 8 more different ones out of the bolt bin at work and different. They're all this freaking far off. Okay? And I said, you get wrong torque specs, if it's hanging over somebody's head, 4 of these holding 10,000 pounds in one chunk, and they rattle loose because the torque specs are wrong over time, and it falls on somebody's head and kills them. Oh, shit. Track it down. Oh, lack of maintenance. No, it's Lawson's shit bolts. They didn't break. They backed off because their tolerances were not what they were designed to be that they sold you. Boom. There you go. Love y'all. Oh, that's cool. And I get to make a... I got to figure out how to... Yeah, here you go. There you go. Have a heart. Ah, I almost got it right. There we go. Love. Have a heart. Have a heart. Peace. Stuff to watch out for, man. I said, if you're working, building your own stuff, check everything. Because if something fails, like I said, if I didn't check and thread stripped out because of something like that on the tail shaft where I'm putting it together and it was cut that bad, it would have basically started tearing up the threads inside that prop. And then that could have failed, but assumed it was cut correct. Well, don't assume. Check everything, especially if you're designing your own stuff. Check every freaking spec on everything. I said then if something does scatter, you can track it down and have at least an idea. You saw how far this stuff is off. Top of the line, Lawson Industrial Suppliers. Woohoo! Junk. Rubbish. Be safe. I love you. I said that could kill somebody in an industrial factory setting using stuff like that. They got insurance for that, I guess. So there you go. I love y'all. Peace. Love. Half a heart. I just have a habit doing that. Here's the other half. I will see you later. I'll be back. I said double check everything. Don't assume a damn thing. Especially if it could be something like this. Holding something from flying apart and smashing you in the face or over your freaking head in your own mind. Make sure they're correct. Love you. So I'll see you later. I'll be back. Ciao.